There we go. Hello, Evelyn. Welcome. 1 second. I need to pop out the chat. Right. Need to load it and pop out chat. Put it on the side. And let's begin. The agenda in today's stream is to experiment with a new style of hair that I thought of. After we finished the animation. So, before we do anything, right, let me just quickly all of these select. So we get all the hairs. We have all the hair objects, and so before we continue, I'll double check this. Last time I checked the stream, my mic was kind of terrible. Hear this. No, it's fine. Perfect. Time to continue. All right, now we have all of this. I need to make sure they don't have any parents. They all have modifiers, don't they? They do all have parents. I'm gonna Alt P, clear transformations. I'm gonna duplicate. Ooh, wait. Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna work with this. Side. Let's remove this because I need this. I'm just gonna save this new file called hair testing. Right. I want to make this. I need a new control for this because the previous control was fine, but it was like extremely primitive, I would say. How would I make a new control mechanism for this? One thing I can think of is either using curves or using lattices. Lattices will be a little bit difficult to set up because I would need multiple of them. Curves are faster. There is also the option of bendy bones, which is like in between. I might try that out actually. I'm gonna test it out with one of these first. I'm gonna duplicate, join, select. So we'll start off with this one guy here. We separated both of them. I think the text got cut out. Let me just use the channel. You separated both of them. I'm not sure what you mean by both of them, but yes, I did separate the hair. Okay, so one thing actually, I think that's important. Let's get this put inside. Is I think these all need to be aligned. It would be smart if all of them were aligned. I can't say anything. Right. So if I align all of these, 3D cursor, sure, let's just 3D cursor. Straight, and then this one. Straighten everything out. As straight as we can do. Yes, from the bones, yes, I separated both of them from the bones. This way they don't get affected. Alright, so now we have the straight hair. This one can be slightly offset. Now, we're gonna stick them together. So this is straight now. This will be the rest pose. What I want is at the top, I'm gonna put an armature. Actually, probably do this in the origin, so we don't have to worry about anything. I also want to center this properly. So right there, center it to this one. It has to be exact, I guess, but it's nice if it's close. And then that's centered now. There is, right, now that we have these two, this also has a solidify modifier, which is a little annoying because it's centered again. So I'm going to change the offset to 0. That centers everything. And we want the tailbone to be the bottom one and the head bone to be the top. So I'm just going to quickly do a thing here. Then we go and add actually this is the bendy bone, and then add one more, and this is the head. I'm going to disconnect the bone, move it one forward, and then here, using this, I'm sorry, not that one, this one. This requires a track to constraint. technically a squid. No, squash is better actually. So stretch to instead. Stretch to the. I'll call this head. You know it's at the bottom. Okay, and then I'll call this bendy bone. And then this will be tail. You probably call it base head controller or base bendy bone controller, but we'll do that later. Let's see. Disconnect bone. Clear parent. I forgot the clear parent. There we go. Now it works. Okay, and then if I just parent this, let's give it a vertex group, call it bendy bone, assign everything to it, and then we give it an armature constraint. Move this up here and give it C armature. I'll call this hair underscore test. Once we do that, instantly we now have a stretchy piece of hair. It's kind of cool. Really easy to control. Now we want to be able to bend this. So this is kind of like an IK controller, which is cool. Also, I want to parent this to this actually. I want these two to be parented. Keep offset. So I can move it like this, but then when I move this on its own, it doesn't glitch everything out because there's no cyclic dependency. Next, I want to turn this into a bendy bone. So go over here, we click on bendy bone segment, we increase it to whatever the max is, and then we change the start handle to absolute, I think. Start handle, this probably has to be tail, and absolute, this has to be head. And doing that, okay, it works. Before we do anything though, we need to change this to have bendy bone controls, and then Control Shift S, wrong one. Control, and it is, shoot, I forgot the name of the, I forgot the command. Shift, Control Shift, no, Control Alt. It's not Control Alt S. Control Alt S is a save function. Shift Alt S, Alt Shift S, Control Shift Alt S. Yes. Okay, so all three buttons. Control Shift Alt S will make this smaller, so it's easier to see. Now we can kind of do this. Okay, it looks really bad because this does not have any subdivision. So if I add a subdivision surface modifier over here before solidify, and I set it to simple, not that other one, it still doesn't do it actually. Okay, I think there's also controls I have to do here. There we go, curve in and out. So if I do this before the armature, there we go. Now it works. And the more subdivisions you put, the smoother it gets. Perfect. Now the question is, how do I control this easily? So one way to control this is to use this. Curve in and out is kind of cool. Ooh, I can see a way I can procedurally generate wind as well from this. This is actually very interesting. If I use a driver, because windy hair is just sine curves, right? If I can drive these two, actually I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna give this bone a new property. So I'm gonna go all the way down, give you a custom property, and just copy the driver, paste it in here. Paste it in here as well. Actually, let's open the driver and paste it this way so I can see. Paste. There we go. So now we have in and out Z. I first, before we do anything, actually, can I just delete this driver? And so this is in terms of. I actually don't know what this is in terms of. It's not. I don't think it's angles. It's position. Okay, good to know. So since it's in terms of position, I can do this. Some scripted expression. Prop for this, and this as well, script expression. What I'm going to do is go all the way down here, give this a driver as well, and this driver will be sine of frame. Okay, and then we don't need a variable. So when we play this animation, you can see the, oops, it does not move. Oh. Why aren't you moving, bro? Sine, is it sine with an E? No, can I just do frame? Okay, frame does work. The sine not work. Sine of frame, it does work. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So now this goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, hello, Bunzoy. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Goes up and down. And we also need an A and B control, so I'm just gonna up. Call this A. Call this B. Call this C. This is where math can help you guys a lot. Stay in school, kids. There we go. That's the word. Anyway, watch this. Right. So you learned this in trigonometry. So sine waves are always. Right? So sine waves just look like waves. They're called waves. So this is what a sine wave looks like. Why can't I? Uh-oh. I can't draw anything. I know I can draw something in the shader editor. Right, let's draw something. Right, so a sine wave looks like. Oh, are you serious? Select the material. There we go. Now I just need to pin this so I don't have to select this every single time. There we go. I just really like using the whiteboard. Okay, so a sine wave looks like this. Right, not like that, like this, right? And we can use this to translate these two numbers so that the hair looks like this wave. What we do that is, okay, first we have a sine wave, and this sine wave is repeating. And if you look over here at what we just did here, so it's already moving, right? But notice how it's only moving in one direction. Hello, Lucas. Welcome. We are currently doing math. Are any of your rig models sold on Patreon? No, they are not sold on Patreon. They are downloadable on Gumroad if you want. I guess I should probably link my Gumroad. I have a bunch of my rigs available on Gumroad. This one currently is not ready yet because I don't want to. It's really it was a work in progress, and I didn't like animating with it at the time, and a bunch of the other people also had some problems with this. I'm currently improving it first before I share it. But yes. So let me just quickly check Gumroad me. I have a bunch of stuff on my Gumroad if you want. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. Boom. There you go. Check it out. You can then check my page from there. Right, so the rig technically that I'm using right now is the one I made, which is the one I linked. But those two are presets, not actual rigs. But yeah. Anyway, back to this thing, right? So now we have this, and let me this. Before we do anything, I want to be able to first quickly control some of the properties of this curve. So we're going to add in A as the thing, copy as new driver, paste. We're going to add B as well, and C. So what this does is we can now use these properties to control the shape of this curve. The things we want to control are the magnitude, so that's A times sine. We want to control the frequency, so that's B times sine. Yeah, they're free downloads, don't worry. And then finally, we want to control plus C, which is amplitude offset. So first of all, we want our amplitude offset to be negative 0.5. Or actually, no, negative 1. And then we'll put a bracket here, because it's easier. It's easier this way. It's maths. All right, now doing it this way, if you look at the animation now, it doesn't really do anything because okay, that works. Why doesn't this work? These are at 0 because I'm assuming it's because they can't. No, it's supposed to. Oh wait, okay, 1 second. Min is negative 1. Actually, I can just make the minimum a lot, maximum a lot. There we go. Right, perfect. And also this should be negative 0.5, not 0. Okay, and perfect. Now when we check this out, it's still going there actually. Wait, 1 second. Do you guys not ever go negative? Timeline. Can I check the timeline, please? I'm blind. Dope ship's good enough. Check this. It does go negative, but it doesn't register the negative because I didn't properly do this. Okay, there we go. Now when we check this out, look at this. Why wouldn't selling that rig model be profitable? It would be profitable. I just decided not to do it, I guess. Free for you guys. I'm a hobbyist animator. I don't actually do this for money. Okay, so now if you notice, it's like wobbling up and down, right? So it's wobbling in and out. And to change the speed, we can now change just B. So the higher this B value is, the more faster it'll wobble. So currently, if we make this into 10, it'll just wobble super fast. If I make it 0.25, it'll wobble slowly. Now that we've made it wobble slowly, we can also add in an offset to this. So I'm going to offset this by plus 0. Oh, sorry, not that. Ooh. I don't think this is how it works. Okay. 1 second. We need to copy this driver and paste it here. Paste, paste. And then go into these drivers. Okay, well, you actually can't see some of these things actually, right? Let me just quickly do this. Edit driver. Wait a bit, and then go to the stream. See if you can see it. Rig beta test. Where's the stream? I don't have the stream on. No. Open up the channel. Check out the stream. Alright. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that actually. It's fine. But if someone orders a rig with your character specification, will you give it to them at a high price? Probably charge 20-30 bucks depending on complexity. I'd say per rig. Because previous rigs I've sold were I wouldn't even consider them rigs because the rig is already available. I just made models for them. I sold previous models at 20 bucks each, usually. But anyway, now that I know you guys can see this, I can just do this. Copy as a new driver. I'm going to delete this driver. Paste. Does it work? It doesn't work because it takes the prop as this thing. Okay, so here's an issue. Also, I want to make sure if you guys can see this driver window. You guys see the driver window? No, you guys can't see the driver window, so let me just quickly go into OBS. Don't press spacebar, also accidentally close it. Duplicate the Windows capture. Okay. And then window capture the other thing. Does it have a second Blender to open, no? Blender drivers editor. Do you need that? No, you don't need that. Shoot. No, we do. Yeah, but it's like you guys can't see the background after that. Oops. Hello, Explored. Welcome. How's your day been? Okay, this is one. I'm gonna delete this actually. I'm gonna add a new one. New source, window capture. Add source. Add source. And then make this Blender driver. Wait, why can't I do both of them? Okay, this is annoying. Sorry, let me keep on trying. Add a source, add a new source instead, that's what it's called. Okay, I'm gonna call this driver window. There we go. Now I can put this on the driver with Blender drivers editor. Perfect. And then this one we go to rig hair testing. Yeah, now you guys can see both the driver window and my screen. Perfect. So now you guys can actually see what math I'm doing. I'm running the Doom animation in Blender to make a preview of the video. Oh, that's very nice. I'm very excited. Can't wait to see it. Okay, now you guys can see that. I don't think you guys can see me moving it around. So that doesn't matter to me that much. So, right. This. We need to copy this exact same format over to both of these. So copy this and then go here, change it to scripted expression, put this in here. Same thing here, scripted expression, put this in here. Delete this prop because this prop is actually useless, this prop as well. And then we need to copy A, B, and C. So I'm going to copy everything here, paste them here. Yep, and then paste them here. Boom. That works now. That works now. Now, I want an extra prop called D. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to actually rename this into D. And I'm going to, wait, I removed the thing as well. So now this extra prop D will be the offset prop. Copy this as a driver. Paste this in here. It's called D, right? So now what we can do here is we can add offset to one of these. Currently. Render in material because it takes a long time to render in a complete version. Yeah, it does take it. It does take quite a while when you have really good lighting, doesn't it? This doesn't work. There we go. Now it works. Perfect. Save. And now check this out. If I change D, I can change the offset of this one specifically. I also want to lower the amplitude a little bit because the amplitude is not correct, I feel. And now you can see you can kind of see the waving motion now. If I keep on increasing this, it'll eventually reach a good spot. Okay. Next. I'll try to put this at 1. What does it look like? Goes here. If I make it at 0, yeah, look at that. It's wobbly. Perfect. And then I can change the amplitude, increase the speed. How do I change the frequency again? I forgot how to change the frequency. I think to change the frequency, I just increase the... Pretty much, no? Oh, I need more control points, but I can't add more control points, sadly. But yeah, and now we have automatic... Well, technically we have an automatic wind generating thingamabob, right? And we can add one more control point. I'll call this one switch. We'll make it a boolean. Boom. And then now I can right click, copy as a new driver, add it to both of these. Paste, paste. And then we go into the driver editor now. We go here, we're gonna paste. Oh shoot, ooh, I made a mistake. I accidentally deleted the drivers. There we go. Okay, I meant to paste it here. And then now we just multiply it with switch. And did I not put switch? I did put switch, but I did not call it switch. Switch. Copy as a new driver, delete, paste it back in. Let's switch now. I want to ask for recommendations for applications like Blender that can be used on Android, if you have any suggestions. I do not use any Android thingies, so I guess what's it? Prisma 3D, I think is what people use. I have never used it. I wouldn't know because I don't animate on the phone usually. I animate on a computer. Yeah, check out Prisma 3D. Hello, Diamond Dilly. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay and I hope you had a great day. Currently, we're doing some hair mechanics. I want to make a new, I guess you can say, I want to make a new hair. What is it? A new hair system, right? Because previously I did physics-based hair, and then in this rig I used like normal rigging. But now I'm trying to do a different one with bendy bones. Did you make that rig? It looks amazing. Indeed, yes I did. I made everything from scratch. I'm so proud of myself. Prismarine 3D, not Prismarine 3D. Prisma 3D. Just Prisma. I've heard people use it, but me personally have not used it. Oh, I think something happened here. What's happening here? Oh, okay, so I guess it's gonna hide that a little bit. Okay. Anyway, so here is we have some walk now. In addition to that, I want, what else do I need? What else can I do to make this a bit more? There's no way for me to add more bends in between because that would require more control points, which is not being given to me by bendy bones. Hello Rockstar, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Currently, I am doing some testing on a rig. And I'm trying to see if I can make some sort of like automatic wind thingy. It's kinda working, but okay, here's the thing I need to make sure, right? It's going pretty fast, guys. It's not supposed to go that fast. I think what we need to do, yeah, it's for a wind scene, right? Because it's like an automatic wind on the hair thingy. Because I can technically always do displace modifiers, but like it'd be nice if there's like a button I can just press and it activates it. One thing I think I need to do is I need to lower the. What these need to be lower? Ooh, this isn't it. Wait, this is better, isn't it? Let's edit. Oh shoot. Open the driver editor. Edit this one. In. Instead of 0.5, it's 0.25. Also just remove all this animation. Okay, and then I can now increase you by 2. Okay. That's fine. And then now I need an extra one where I change the rotation of this. So it follows the rotation of this. And all I need to do is to change the rotation here. So is it okay? I need to first change this to XYZ, not Z, not Y, X, right? And then just simply something like that. Which one do you prefer, mesh or hair particle? I do prefer mesh here. I don't like particle hair actually. I think now I'm very good at body mechanics. I'm going to show you my particles next week and you'll be okay. I'm very excited to see that. I'm extremely excited. We have a little issue here. I think it is the offset. Because it's going up, but it's not going down. I want it to go down a little bit. C was D. D is just the offset inside the thing. C is the one I'm looking for. Make it a bit more positive. Increase A a little bit more. Decrease this a little bit. Nah, it's not. I don't think it's worth it doing this way. Okay, let's scrap that idea. It's fine. Okay, scrap this idea. Could be used for something, but clearly this is not the time to use it. Curve in, curve out is still useful, I think, but we would need more control points. Honestly, I could just make 2 bones in the center that are affected by it. I think that would work. But who knows? Alright, what is roll in, roll out? Oh, it's the twisting of the hair. Okay, the twisting of the hair is definitely useful. If there's long hair in the wind, they have like a flag in the wind. Yeah, pretty much it does. I think at least. Scale in, scale. Ooh, okay, so these are the deforms. These are the deforms I can use. They're really useful. Ease it and ease out. I'm not sure exactly what these do. So I'm assuming it'll only affect if I rotate. So let's rotate and move it this way. If I change the ease in. Oh, I see. So I get like a bit of overshoot. Not required that actually, I think. Scale ease. Oh, now that is actually kind of cool. Still don't have, I don't see a use for it. Space segment size, just lower this to like almost 0. But okay. And this is how we're gonna control one of the hair parts. I also want to move it back down, and then set this back to its original length. Right. Original length. Boom. So now we have, this is how we're gonna control the hair from now on. This is not really good for spline animation. This is much more better for my style of animation, which is what is called blocking, or not blocking, obtuse. I am obtuse, but this is actually really not. I think this is more intuitive, right? So what I'm planning on doing here is, right, I'm gonna make sure all of these strands have this style of control, and then after that, I'm going to add a global controller that can control all of them together at the same time. So I have like one overall hair animation, and then individually I can add like a bit of noise. Or if like one strand needs to do something specific, I can have a button that deactivates that. By the way, I have a good idea to promo the video for Doom to make it blend well with Minecraft video to some. Ooh. Okay, the promo video is going to be like Minecraft Doom guy fighting for a short period and then the portal opens. Oh, that is nice. I like that idea, honestly. It's really a nice idea. I think you go for it. Right. I already forgot what I was doing. Also, my headset kind of died. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, it says here you guys can still hear me. I don't care if I can't hear you because I don't hear anything. Turn on my headset again, just in case. Yep, alright, we're good. Let's move on. So, now that we've made the base hair case, I'm going to do a test where I'm just going to duplicate this. Should I duplicate it? No, I have a better idea. I have an even better idea, actually. I love testing my imagination on every last. It's a very nice thing to do, isn't it? I like testing my imagination in math because I'm more of an exact person. Okay, let's move this to whatever this is, right? Move it there. Then this can also be moved there. And then here we move this to the side like this. It doesn't work though. What do we do here? I want this to follow, but it's not following. Because this does not work in edit mode, does it? Preserve volume, bone envelopes. Vertex group, there's only one vertex group, bro. Okay, so wherever I move this, I have to move the exact same amount. Do this. I can just do this, can't I? Okay. There we go. Now I can control this perfectly. Nice. Move it one. How much are we moving it down? 2. 1, 1, 2, 3. Actually, 3. Yeah. Okay. Now that we have this, I can move this around. Perfect. Now all I need to do is duplicate this for every bone I have here, which is actually pretty simple. And also, this is just a duplicate of this bone, so I'm just gonna move this bone out for now, and then place this in like the correct position. One, two. Sorry. 1, 2, 1. Same here. 1, 2, 1. Okay. Now that we've done this, perfect. This still works. I need to be able to control the easing, or not? Is it the easing? I'm pretty sure it's the easing, right? Because I just did it. Let me just double check. Is it the easing? That's scale. It's not scale. Ooh, it's scale in. Sorry, not easing. So I need to be able to control this using the scale of this. So if I want to scale, if I scale it up, that means I want this part to go out. If I scale it down, I want it to go in. Scale in is not, this part is less useful, I feel. I mean, it's still useful, but it's like not as useful as the other one, because yeah, this doesn't everything. Okay, these like actually deform the thing. This more just moves it around. All right, perfect. So this is currently at like a default level. I want to go scale out, add a new driver, and we're gonna give it a not an input variable, but we're good. Oh yeah, it is an input variable. Sorry. We're going to, instead of a single property, we're going to go to a transformation channel. The transformation channel will be on here, air test. Once we have that, we're going to choose the bone, which is the head bone, right? And then we're going to use the average scale, I think is the best thing to use here. So this gives us the variable. And I'm going to do variable -1. Right, -1. This current, oh sorry, no, it should just be variable actually because its default value is 1. And if I scale it up, it goes up. If I scale it down, it goes down. Okay, and then done, and test this out. Look at that, easy. Easy control. It's actually so easy. Alright, wait, before we continue though, double check something. There is, I don't see it. Okay, so now this works. Is there any other controls I require? I could technically control it using this as well, but I don't want to. Yeah, so now look at this. We have the edge controller, and then we can control how much it kind of gets affected. It's perfect, I think. Moving on. Now what we need to do, duplicate this exact setup over and over again for each piece of hair. So what I'm going to do here first is, because this is symmetrized actually, I think, I'm pretty sure it is symmetrical, but just in case, I'm just going to do this naturally. So, okay, everything is set, and then we just need to go and place stuff down on here. Okay, we can't move this yet, even though we're in edit mode. Okay, so we do this, and then now, oops, shoot. We know this is called BB001. What we do here is take all of this hair, join it, and then add a... Honestly, we don't even need to do that. We can just join it with this, right? And then here, it's everything. Give it a new group. BB1, assign, and you assign it from BB1 if it's assigned. Now when we do this, it works. Okay. There's a few things that we're missing though. There we go. Remove this from BB, add it to BB1, and bam. Now we have a secondary hair that's now animatable. Boom, it's that easy. And all I need to do before this is just to fix the orientation of all of these strands. Once I fix the orientation of the strands, it's done. So I'm just gonna go in like this. Fix this strand's orientation right now. Turn off that. Change this to face mode. Alright, let's go through the cursor. There we go. Here. Delete, deselect these. I guess we can just do a little bit of moving so it's kind of straight. Bam. Now we have two pieces of hair that can be controlled independently. And what I like is the top is mostly stationary. There's a little bit of wiggle actually, which I think we can fix by just lowering it down slightly. Oh wait, no, this is not the... I just realized actually. They're actually not the same. One of them is slightly higher. Yeah, that's why this is wiggling and not this one. I'm gonna go in here and it's gonna lower it down so it's just under. Doing that, now we no longer have any wiggle at the top. Because I want the top to be like as still as possible. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now that we have basically the multiple hair system, right? I'm just gonna call this that. Now that we have two different hair strands, now I'm gonna make a general controller over in the center, I guess. Does this go like... I feel like this... It's not symmetrical. Oh, it doesn't have to be symmetrical. I don't really care much. Make it like this, I guess, to make it symmetrical. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's not totally symmetrical, but let's check this out, right? Take this out, and we go in the center, added a new bone. Let's drop it down. This is going to be the root bone. I'm going to call it root. And these bones can be parented to this bone. keep offset. So now I can move them like this, and then I also want an extra bone, move this down. This bone is also parented to the root bone, so keep offset. So now when we do this, we can move this, and we can also move this. Now, this bone, everything, all of the control bones will now be quote-unquote parented to this bone as well. So what I need to do is I need to add a child of constraint to this hair test. So this is, I'm going to be calling global control. Global control. Child of hair test global control. Now watch this. Boom. I can animate multiple pieces of hair at once. And then I can also animate each of them individually. Oh my god, this is not crazy. This is not such a crazy idea. This is insane, no? Because then I can also okay, here's the issue, right? Scaling is an issue. What I need to do is I need to turn off the scale here. So now it doesn't scale. Right? It doesn't scale at all with this. And then I just do a copy scale into hair test. And it's gonna be global control. Now when I do this, look at that. Oh, it doesn't affect the thing though. Oh no, it does. I just haven't properly did this yet. So it's fine. It still does work. Because like if we do this and I just copy this over, right? Copy to the copy scale. Copy the copy scale in here, move this down because I don't think the hierarchy matters too much in this case. Now I can do it. Look at this. Scale it down, scale it up, scale it down. Okay. I think we got this. This is good, this is good. I like the system already. Individual controls, and then we do global controls. Yeah, and then now all I need to do is the tedious part is just to pull a hair strand for each one of these. And I have to adjust the height of all of these in accordance with that, which is honestly not that big of a deal. So we have this. First things first is I need to just separate all the strands. What else can we do? Here. Which part is this actually part of this? Yeah, I think it's part of this, so combine it with that. Boom, there we go. We need to ask Entertainer if it's possible to. We'll have to use lattices though, right? Yeah, I think I have to use lattices to do that. Let me just quickly ask him actually. At Entertainer. Quick question. Do you know how to make bones? Sorry, not bones. How to make meshes follow the bone through edit mode 2. I'm doing a bendy bone setup and misplaced my rest pose, and I had to shift it to the side, but the mesh doesn't follow the shift in edit mode, only in both. Okay, let's see if he answers me later when he wakes up. Okay, we got this. Now we need to do, I'm just gonna move it to the side for a little bit so I can see this part. This is like a really big strand. Combine this, and then this as well can be combined to this bigger piece. Oops. Okay, you gotta be shifted. You gotta be shifted as well. And there's one more inside, gets to be shifted. Boom. Okay, and then you as well. Okay, join. There's one more here. It's like, there you are. Join. Perfect. This works too now. I can technically actually split this up into 2, because you are a different piece of hair, I feel. Okay, and then this one as well is a different piece of hair. Okay, and then the front one's obviously a different piece of hair. Or I think this enough pieces of hair, we can use all of these pieces, these strands of hairs. You need to place them back in their positions, which I can get to this manually, I guess. Just delete all of these strips. Right. Now the issue is because I've already modeled this before, I actually have to go in and now unstraighten or de-straighten all of these things again. Alright, let's go back to the 3D cursor. I forgot I just pressed double D. Rotate. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, just generally straight. Put it down, rotate it like this, so at least it's... Because I do not want to deal with bone roll. Right, and then unselect that top one. This top one looks pretty good actually. Side, even the side looks good. Right, move those. Next one, it's good enough. And then these, I would rather them be rotated outwards than inwards. Can't do anything about it. Oh wait, no, I have this on. There we go. I would rather have them be rotated outwards than inwards. But these are already rotated perfectly, so we remove that and we just focus on these two. Yeah, perfect. All right, another hair strand is done. Now I just need to find out which place to position them in. Let's join this with this. I want this to be the center. Okay, here's the thing. It has to go backwards. It doesn't have to go backwards. It just has to be straight, and then I make it go backwards in pose mode. Okay. So here it is. Yeah, there we go. I think, okay, now that before we continue, I actually think we need an extra piece of controller. Let me explain. If I want to only control this portion, so move it like right and left, I cannot use this because this would rotate the whole thing. What I need to do is I need to duplicate this bone. Make it Control Shift Alt S. It's up, and then just size it down as well, like this. And I need this to follow this bone. No, copy location, not child of. So we do here, and then we do copy location constraint. Where is copy location? Right, and then we copy the location of the tailbone. Tail 1. Is the third tail? Wait, what's the third tail? Oh, this is the third tail. Okay, so this is the base. I'll call this base control. This is head control, right? So now this goes like this. I need this to control the rotation of this end, which the only real way to do that is by you driving these values. There we go. We drive these values. And the way we drive them is just, I guess, just rotating in the X direction. I need everything to be in XYZ quaternion as well, because it's just much easier to do it in XYZ. So I want to go curve Y in. What's Y out? Nope. Roll in. I don't care about the roll. Yeah, okay, so it's specifically curve in Y, curve in Z. And I think it would help if we had the scale in as well. So for example, if we did this and we scaled it, so we can, if we scaled it as well, we can also make it go closer or farther away. But I think we can also do that in conjunction with this one too, so it's not that big of a deal. Why can't I change the size? That's weird. Ooh, okay, here, that's why. Offset. So you have your own scale, and then you can follow the scale of this. Perfect. Okay. Right. So now let's do that thing I was talking about. Curve Y, curve in Z. Right, this one. So we're gonna give a new driver, we're gonna use a variable. Input variable will be a transform channel. It'll be part of hair test. It'll be the X rotation. Autoular in local space. The bone specifically will be base control. Right? Now if we go, I need to transform this, right? So Rx to the right is most likely, that's anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise is negative, right? Oh no, we just do this. It actually maps pretty well. Oh yeah, because it's a goddamn rotation. What am I thinking? Perfect. And now we have this extra controller where we can go like this if we need to. And I can make it go wind-like or wave-like. There we go. Perfect. So now the issue with this is it requires even more work. The thing is, I can write a script using ChatGPT to help me automate all of the driver work, which is perfect actually. Oh, hello Prismarine, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Very nice week, thank you very much. I do appreciate the compliments, but we're still in the testing phase right now, or experimentation phase. But this works pretty well. I'm just gonna copy this and actually specifically duplicate, move up, and then just rotate by. Can I not rotate this? Well, I can rotate this, but I don't think it matters if I rotate this or not actually, because it's like, I think it'll matter. Move this up so that the base is right on the top, and then move this down so that it goes all the way to the bottom, and then scale this back to its original. Boom. Okay, perfect. And then this is called BBO2. So select everything here, go in here and add in the BBO2 sign, and easy. It's literally that easy. And we take this and we can control all of them at the same time. Oh, this is actually so nice. Yep, cool. And this, it's just this controller that's annoying to continuously make for everything. I also have to make one for this. Oops. Oh, it just copies the location. Okay, my bad. Copy location. Base control 2, right? Copy location, and select base control 2. And then we just do this for tail 1. There we go. Now we can move it like this, we can move this like this, and then we can edit like this. Perfect. Okay. Now we have to do this for every single hair strand, and then add drivers for each of those. The driver work is the annoying part because, oh my god, I don't know how to do this. Okay. ChatGPT will have to help me with that. Really large, so I'm going to lower you down. I need to have bone shapes for this as well. The actual bendy bones can just be hidden because I don't actually need to see them. But these will need a custom bone. This will need a custom circular bone. These bones, I'm not sure because we could technically use this one. Oh, what's this? This is weird. Is it because of this? No, it's not that bad. It's weird when I rotate it, when I do it this way. Okay, I wonder why. Child of constraint, there's nothing much you could do about that actually, I think. Copy scaled, it's specifically the child of constraint that's making it weird, right? So when I move it this way, and I have this on, I mean, no, it's fine. It's just, okay, the rotation is the weird part, right? Honestly, I don't think I'll be in a position where I need to have that much control. So it's all good in the end. All right. Next is just we need to get more hair strands. Then we rotate them. Then make the thing that what was it called? I already forgot what it was called, man. Holy shit. Brain work, please. It was called the. Don't know what was it called. Oh well, we'll think about it anyway. Let's go on to the next piece of here. Right, this one's the next one. All right, at the top. Let's make a flap. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect because we're not perfect. So why should it be perfect? Okay, I think that's it. Maybe this one could be like a little bit different, but right, that's good. Let's place it in here. Place it right here, I guess, because we can always move it in later. This is gonna be difficult to select. Okay, what's what we do? We're gonna select everything here, and then we're just gonna deselect BB here. Now we just have this. Perfect. Move this to the side first because I don't know where this is. Okay, and then add a new one. It's called BB003. Sign. And I'm just like merge this by distance. I can. There we go. Much better. It's better to keep everything clean. Okay, and here we go. Done. We have another one done. Just need to move this down a little bit. So like this, invert, and then hide everything else so I can focus on this one edit mode. This down slightly, rotate it a little bit maybe. Oops, it's wrong height. Actually, it goes all the way down here right before it touches that. There we go. Now we just need to change this. Okay, and then select this, go into bone constraints and reset the size. Nice. Now we just need to replace this on the head. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need to find a really good bone shape for this because this is gonna be very annoying. Okay, wait, how much higher? How high did this go? Has to have been pretty high because I cannot fit this on the ground. I mean, then again, it wasn't on the ground. It wasn't through the ground. It was like this. Yeah, and the cool thing about this rig is because it stretches, we can have very like long hair. So we can like have extreme poses with the hair like this, which is actually really nice, I think. Okay, perfect. Okay, so move this here. Oh, we have an extra here which we didn't do actually. Shoot. Okay, well, first of all, let's just combine them together. Go into here, straighten it out. Okay, let's straighten this out as well. Oh, someone pinged me. Who's this? Oh, it's Lucas. I need a BCA, BCE emoji. Where I need them. Let me invite him to the server, I guess. Invite the server. Where is it? Buckcat community. There you go. There you go, Lucas. All right. Now, what was I? What was I doing again? This here. There we go. Okay, now here's the thing. I need this to be parented to this one, I think. Alright, join them together, and then we select this only. Move it to B3, whatever, whatever. There we go. Oh, was the hair done in Blockbench? It looks really nice. Oh, actually, it wasn't, but it was done in Blender. Actually, I was gonna say Blockbench, but it wasn't done in Blockbench. I did it in Blender because I'm not very familiar. I use Blockbench for some of the things, specifically for texturing it. I textured it in Blockbench, but I did model it in Blender because I am much more comfortable with modeling in Blender. There you go. I don't like the squashing, you know? Squashing it's kind of weird at the top, especially for really long strands, so I have to just avoid squashing it very often, I guess. I can also change it like this. So instead of using a stretch to constrict, I can also use a track to constrict. Now these are almost the same thing, but of course one of them is only a track, the other one is like a stretch, so just it's kind of like glued to it. But the other one just kind of just follows. So if I go here and I stretch to track to this head 03, and we turn off stretch, right? The track is wrong. Oops, sorry. It has to be track axis. The up has to be Z, obviously. Y. There we go. Yeah. So this stops it from stretching. So we could also do this. And this also helps me maintain volume. This is if I don't want it to be extreme. But usually you do want it to be extreme. Z, roll Z, head, tail. Yeah, but this is nice. This way I don't get lost in the sauce. But you know, that's just another setting you can do. But because it's glitchy, I don't think it's worth doing it. This is just it's much safer to have stretch too. You're welcome. Alright. Next. How much more hair strand you gotta do? Now, a better way to do this is to have a script that can automatically pull from a collection of different hairs. Oh, sorry. Okay. It can pull from a different collection of hair strands and just like place it down, and then it would read the locations of the hair and then place the bones in the correct position, and then you would automatically just make a bendy bone setup, technically speaking. But that's like really, really annoying. I think I have to get like Blue Evil to help me with that. Be kind of cool though. Like a hair generator add-on. Okay, how much we got left? One, two, okay, three. We just gotta combine these two together. One, two, three. Okay, we got three more left. Let's get this over with. I can end the stream and go to the doctor. There'll be one here, one here, one here. Doesn't really matter where I put it, really. Let's do this now. This is already mostly straight, but I'm gonna straighten them out even further. I think this one is fine. I just need to straighten it in like this sense, I guess. Yeah, this is straight. This is straight enough. Move to the side, and then we can work on it later. This one's gonna be a little bit annoying to do because I need to select this. Ooh, this is actually, I just realized this is not part of the thing. This is part of this. Which you can cut in half because I don't actually need this part. I need this. There you go. That makes it much more streamlined. What's wrong? Not you. You. It's fine, we put it there. Okay, I think this is also straight enough. I just need to orient it so that it looks straight in this angle. Yeah, this is straight enough. I can work with this. And finally, this one is also pretty straight. Rotate these two parts to go like this, and then this is straight enough. Right, perfect. So all of the things are straight. So we have 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Here, let's do EB006. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the stream. Hi, how's your day doing? I'm currently like, I think I'm absolutely cooking this rig right now. I need you to see this when I'm done doing this, right? So join. Yes, okay, perfect. It does the thing. Been alright, just came back from school. Oh, what did you learn today? It's like B6, and then B6 is this one, isn't it? Yes, okay. Just gonna put the cursor on it. There you go. Side. Bottom, rotate a little bit more. Okay, now this is really, actually it's not that long. Okay, good. Ooh, I just realized this shouldn't be B06. But it is, so what can I do about it? Alright, yeah, I can't do much about it. Let me just add this as B05. BB.005. Everything. Okay. Then here. Okay, now we take this, move it here. Move it up and then rotate it to straight. And then, okay, this one is very short actually. So I can do is I can shorten this to about here. Then reset the scale. Boom. And then finally, this one is BB.004. Assign. Okay. BB04. Select. Up. Wait, I haven't selected the bone yet. This is BB04. Right there. Right there. Okay, next. We're good here. Perfect. And then finally, you need to change the size. So just move this down a bit more. Okay, and then correct the length. All right, and we are done. You combine the rig with physics? No, Eric. I am making a completely new system for hair. It's not physics based. It's a. I guess you'll understand when I place them all together. So I'm just gonna. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna hide all the bendy bones because I don't need it. All right, hide these as well because they're very bulky. Okay, so this one's at the front. So I'm gonna move that to front, move that side, move this at the back. Turn this on. Forgot how I did it. What's this part? This part's on the side, right? So you just rotate like this. Right? This is like insane for animation. I'm not even joking. This on the side as well. This has to be under the other one. This might have to go a little higher though. Rotate this backwards a little bit. Like this. Let's go here. Okay, can you send me the file later of 100%? I got you. Okay. Rotate outwards and then go into the thing. Some things I need to ask Entertainer about because there's some stuff I just don't understand on the rigging side of things. Okay, it is technically done now. So here's the hair model. I'm gonna hide the top bones, and I'm gonna scale all of these bones down a little bit because they are very, very bulky. Okay, okay. So basically, Eric, what I've done here is I have individual controls for each hair strand. Right, so you can style this. It's as if you're using curves, but in real time. So you can animate this, right? You don't have to style it with curves first. You could just style it with curves now. Okay. In addition to this, I have a global controller, which you could use for animation. So if you want to make the hair flowing in wind, you could do this. In addition to that, you can still control them individually. So you can have like extra control. So you can move all of them to the side and then you can add variations. Is this not cool? Like this, right? Right? And because this isn't it just bendy bones in parenting? Yes, it is. Yes, it is just bendy bones in parenting. With drivers, of course, because I'm able to change some of this stuff. Before, what we did was, what most hairs do is they use this, right? And this is like not intuitive to animate because you have to specifically if you want to animate all at once, it's really difficult to animate all at once. But with this, you can animate it all at once and individually at the same time. It's okay. It's okay. It is extremely no. It's that's the thing. It's extremely simple, but no one's ever done it before, or at least no one that I've seen. Right? I've never used a rig that did this before, and I think this is going to be extremely useful. I mean, to be fair, most rigs use like cloth physics, and I do not like using cloth physics anymore because it's really buggy if you don't know how to do it. But this way, I can hand animate all of the hair. Right? Like the most professional rig I've seen that has hair in it, right? Oh, hello, Nate. Welcome to the stream. You just kind of missed the explanation, but I need to keep this explanation going, right? So the course I was doing last year, I think, yeah, last year I was doing a anime course. Let me just pull it up again, I guess. It's new It's in project 2025. No, project 2024. Here, of course, basic animation 2. Here we go. Indeed, well, long time no see. All right. So for this one, oh, I don't have the thing. Shoot. So for this rig, right, we have it's similar to like a normal rig where you have a bone here, right, and then you have to animate them both at the same time. And it's really annoying when I was animating with this rig to do full hair motion. But doing it this way is super easy. Just do this. If there's wind, you just move it back, and then you add just move it a little bit, maybe rotate it a bit. How I've been? I've been pretty good, man. How are you been? How are you been? How have you been? I'm still in the Blender grind. Yeah. Now that this is done, I can do other things now. The cool thing here is I can do, what is it called? Can you use drivers transformation constraints to put the hair strands more apart when scaling the global controller, like the Rig Sonic? Possibly yes, but currently I'm using the global controller to control this specific. You see this thing, right? That only one hair strand has it right now, but this, right? I'm currently using it to control that, but there is a way I can do it if I use like a secondary controller, or I bake it into like a property, an item property. If I bake it into the property of this bone, it would work as well. Like if I can make like, I can bake this into my rig and then have like, what is it called? An end panel, a rig UI for it, right? But yeah, driver transformation traits to put the hair strands more far apart with the scaling. Yeah, but yes, with this it is very easy because now you don't need to. Because if you do this in the traditional hair sense, right, and you wanted to do what you just told me to do, you would have to make a driver and transformation constraint for every single one of these. And I don't think you want to do that, right? But here you just need to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, compared to 37. Much easier. It's the simple things you don't realize are so nice. It doesn't look too good. Ooh, I see an issue. Hi, you look like you have an issue here. Which one is this? This is BB03. Nope. BB02? No, don't remove it. Alt H, BB02. Yes, BB02. I think I'm just gonna lower it, man. Oh, I need to go even further. Way down here. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now I'm going to do a test animation later with this. See how well it works. Yeah. Because I'd be scared to get the dimension of the hair wrong when animating the bendy bone squish. Dimensions of the hair. Oh, you mean like if it's so like the volume will no longer be the same? Yeah, I've thought of that actually. There's a way to fix that. Yeah, there's an easy way. Well, I was thinking of it, right? It's kind of glitchy and I don't like using it. And I'm totally fine with squashing and stretching personally. But if instead, because currently it's using a stretch to constraint because bendy bones usually use stretch constraints, but if you use a track to constraint, it does the exact same thing. So I'm just gonna take hair test, stretch to constraint to head, and then switch the axis. Z is up, Y is down. And then now, it is impossible for you to, what's it called, squish it or stretch it. And then now it no longer, does the thing. All you have to do is, so all you have to do is just add an extra track to constraint and then add a setting to change, to switch on stretching or not. Yeah, it's so simple. And it's so effective. I like it so much. Why can't I scale this, actually? I can't scale this, I just can't see it. Oh, this is weird, I can't scale this. Oh, because I have copy scale here set to offset. There you go. Perfect. Anyway, that is the experimentation done. I think I did it. I like this. I'm gonna be using this for future for the future rigs. Now the way I'm gonna do this, I still need the entertainer's answer. Is it possible to move an object using armatures but in edit mode? Because if I can, then I can have just like a bunch of strands instead of just a bunch of instead of doing this manually, I can just have like a set amount of strands and I just place them in position, which I think would be the best play. But that would depend on if Entertainer can help me out or not. If he can't, too bad. Alright, and then I guess like the other things we can do is just to fix the front hair as well. But I think the front hair I'm gonna keep with this because it's not that complicated. Yeah, and then this can't, it's not parented to this, so I can't move these object. Wait, what's your issue? Or like, what's the issue I was trying to solve with this? Animating hair. Animating hair was my issue. So I guess I can show you an example with the recent project I just did. No, to help you. Oh, the help I need from Entertainer. That okay. So here's the thing, right? So the way I did this just now was I took the hair mesh which I already have, and I already placed all of the hair meshes right onto the character, and then I need to straighten them back out so that they are aligned with the bones, right? So instead of doing that, what my thought was is, so for example, here's a hair strand right here. So we have just a hair strand here. I want to add in an armature, and I want the armature origin to be placed here. Edit mode, I go here, boom, and I do all the things. Once it's done, I wanna parent this to this armature. So I guess like I would put a vertex group, and then rename this to group, and then give this an armature constraint. Then connect it to this, and so it's it's working. You need to be working too. How are you not working? Assign. There we go. So now this should work. It does not work. Oh shoot! What did I do wrong? Armature constraint. Object is group, which it is. Yeah. Oh, I didn't name this group. Boom. Right. So now if you look here, right? Oh God, are you serious? Why aren't you working? It's simply okay. It's in group. Okay, it's called group 2. It's called group here. Why aren't you following? Wait, I'm so confused now. Okay, there we go. Now it follows. Took a long ass time. Okay, so see how I want to be able to, for example, if I put this back in here, right, and I'm animating, I can animate it all normal. But then when I press Alt G, it goes back to this position, right? So I want to be able to put this over here, but I also want the hair to follow this during edit mode. It doesn't. That's my issue. I've seen in some of my rigs, not my rig, but like entertainers rigs, that sometimes when you move it in edit mode, you also move it in you also move the object, and I want to know how to do that so I can take advantage of that when setting up some of these hairs. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it has something he has something to do with lattices, I think, which is annoying because I don't like dealing with lattices, but it is what it is. I don't like dealing with lattices in this sense because there's going to be a lot of lattices. If it's one lattice, it'll be fine. Tell me how to do that once Energy replies. I need that too. Sure, I'll let you know. Oopsie, I'm going to delete this here. Alright, now let's just put all of this back in. Now the thing here is, okay, I need to parent you together, right? I'm pretty sure you just need to parent together. There we go. Perfect. Now I just put you in position. Let's apply the mirror modifier. Okay. Remove the top, remove these side ones, move this back forward. And I'm gonna go back to parenting some of these entities. Parent, 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 not that one, this one. Okay, good. Then all of these, I guess, join together because I don't actually need them to be parented. That one, not that one. That one I kind of wanted to be there. Join. Oops. Okay, I can't join them, but I can at least parent them to the head. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And boom. So first things first, we need to move these two up. Actually, kind of move all the way up because they're supposed to be a little bit higher. And then move these two back because you're not supposed to be this far out, I think. Like this, because you're supposed to be rotated a little bit. Okay, and then move these two. These two? Not these two. Oops. Right, turn this off. Make it stretch. Put this back in. This back, move this back, rotate a little bit. There's way too much shapes here. I remember it has to go all the way in and then go all the way out. Yep. Right. It's super easy to post too, because it's basically IK controls. Only way we can make this technically better is if we have IK spline, but that is for a different day. I do not want to do IK spline here. This one's a bit skewed actually. But that's fine. For now at least. Okay, and then we have one more here. your meshes bend? Have they got loop cuts? No. It will. They don't have loop cuts, but they have subdivisions. But yeah, so yes, they bend, but no, they don't have loop cuts because I don't want to have like it's gonna be annoying, I think, if you have to have loop cuts on it. So I just put subdivision simple, which might be bad for like systems, some like PCs, but like, my PC's fine. So I decided to use that instead. Also, that's why I was confused when they bended it had no loop cuts. Yeah, subdivision simple, so it doesn't crash my PC. Okay, this strand is too long. We should have cut the strand too. But okay. Done. Kind of indistinguishable from the original. I want to save this. I'm going to open up the original. Okay. It was much farther back. Okay, good. Good thing I know that now. Let's move this a little bit. Move this farther back here. It's kind of like closer inside as well. And these has to be behind here, lower as well. I forgot where they were. How far they were. Rotate like this, side. Okay, and then here, move you back as well. This one can overlap a little bit, so it's fine. You are really annoying. I'll move the green ones. No, I'm still confused. I'm gonna save this, open it up again. How did we do this? Or how did I do this? Oh no, I don't get it. I don't get it. It was already perfect. I probably should have done it without moving the original meshes, but it's okay. Something like this, I guess. Well, has to be a bit more into the mesh. Not that into the mesh though. Does it bend too much outwards? It might be bending too much outwards. Lower it down. Put this inside. Okay. This part is still kind of like out there. Oh, did my headset run out of battery? Why? Why did you turn off? Turn back on, please. I think it's low on battery. Well, let's just turn off thing for now. It's not connected to this. We have to connect to this as well. Okay, we have the root bone here, which controls everything. Ooh, here's an issue. Double transformations. What now? Well, okay, technically, here's the thing. We're never gonna move this. Right? Oh, shit, man. I really don't like this. This is annoying. If it double transforms here, Why does it double transform? It's because we have child of. How does child of like affect anything? Right? How do I make it so that it doesn't move like that? Because right now these things are connected to this and this, but this is connected to this and this is connected to this as well. So the only way I can think of is to not connect this to this. Boom. So then when this moves, it's fine, but then this can't move with the team, I guess. This and then this doesn't make any sense. So this still has to move with this. I want it so that when they both move at the same time. Okay, so this is an issue. You just have to ask a trainer about this, or people ask you or Ayoki as well. But this is an issue. This is a big issue I need to deal with. Hide these because they're annoying. Okay. What if this guy has a child of constraint? And you are a child of this. Still happens. So this won't. That's not the solution. There must be a different solution here. Is the solution to parent this bone to this bone? No, that's not the solution. Or to parent all bones to this bone. That's not the solution either. Yeah, how do we do this? I wanted to move with the mesh, but I want this to also move visually with the mesh, but then when it moves on its own, it doesn't do anything. There's nothing I can do because I can't like set the child of into a pose mode. Unless I don't use child of constraint, I use a different constraint. I can use copy rotation, copy location constraint instead. Right? Let's test it with this one. So instead of child of, let's try a copy location, copy rotation. We're going to copy the location and the rotation of global control. Test. Rotation of global control, and then we're going to set it to on. We're going to make it offset the location, the rotation. Okay, there's another issue with the rotation doesn't actually hit the location. Offset legacy. Like do add. Adding. Oh, okay, here we go. Instead of target owner is local space, target is local space as well. So in local space it moves. If I move this, it still moves, which isn't bad. So instead of that, I'm gonna make it so that the target is in pose space. Oops, I forgot that I'm doing this in the wrong one actually. Yeah, move this for now. I'm gonna make local. Okay, now when I move this, okay, this is the way we do this. This is how we do it. So all of them need at least the copy location. And then what if I deactivate this? I deactivate this and turn this on. Set inverse. Let me go all the way down there. Clear inverse, set inverse, clear inverse. Set inverse. Clear inverse, set inverse. It's not doing anything, does it? Child of rotation doesn't. Wait. But what are you doing at this point? You're not doing anything. I'm so confused. I'm gonna remove it because I think it might be in a glitch tab or something. Turn this to Global control, set inverse, turn off location, turn off scale, turn off set in. Ah, why are we like this? This is so. I'm gonna need help from the experts. Honestly, it's not that big of a trade-off, right? I don't think it's that big of a trade-off if we do that. Copy rotation is definitely not the answer. I mean, technically we can use it, but it's not the answer we're looking for. And I mean, to be honest, I think rotating it like that does make a difference because what I can always do is I can just select all the bones, and then this would literally do the exact same thing as just using the global transform. Yeah, so if I hide this, right, and I put all of these guys back to their original positions, I can do this, and then I can do this. That's fine. So what I need to do here is I need to make sure all of these guys do not have a child of, move all their child of constraints. Oops, not the copy scale. The copy scale is kind of important. Actually, you know what? Move, no, I actually need that here. Okay, so copy scale on, copy child of off, copy rotation. You keep that on actually. Could be useful. Right, now everything here, we're going to give it the copy location first, and then the copy rotation first, and then copy location. Now, when we do this, okay, I just realized these have to be in world space. Oh, not this one. So this one can be in local space. The copy location has to be in world space. Right. That doesn't work either. These have to be in. This has to be in local space. This has to be in world space. Is that what? No, it still doesn't work. Do they both have to be in world space? I guess they both have to be in world space. It only makes sense if they're both in world space. No, but if they're both in world space, this issue occurs again. So it has to be one local space, then the other one local with para. Yeah, there we go. Nice. You got it. Works. Perfect. You know, why are they all there though? Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna delete everything. Or hide everything. And then replace them back to their positions. I'm going to use the tool to use effect on locations, move them in, closer, rotate, closer down. This. Change this one. This one. Okay, done. And all I need to do now is just to combine the two rigs together. So like, okay, first of all, add in a new connection. We'll call this new hair. Sign all the bones to it. And then just combine these two together. And here, I give the armature CH rig up. Oopsie, something happened here. In here, where are you guys at? They're in the same position, just move this up, I guess. Yep. Ship it. And these still work. We don't have any bone shapes for these. We'll go in and add in the bone shape for each of them. All these gonna be cubes, I think. Relationships, viewport display, custom shapes. Go as cube. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. And I have this. I'm gonna share it with the boys. See what they think about it. See what's easier to animate. Oops, that's some issues here. Three, four. Six. Closer in. Okay, and move this back here. Cover all the gaps. Now here's definitely like the wrong position, but nothing much I can do right now. I'll fix that later. 5. Move it outwards. There we go. Control Shift S. I'll call this hair test shape. Because these are moving for some reason, but that is besides the point. Okay, so I want to select all of these hairs, ribbons, go into bone library, viewport display, and display colors will be like this color, I think. Yeah, these are good. This is a good color to use, I think. So they can see it. Okay, we'll save this, and all right, I think we're done here. Thank you everybody for joining in. It's not an animation stream, so I did rant a lot. But yeah, I wanted to try this new thing. I think I did a pretty good job at it. We'll see what everybody else thinks. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I gotta go to the doctor now. Bye.